What's up, guys? How y'all doing? This is Tevin from Simple Forex Options. If you guys did not get the memo, you're getting it now. I mentioned in my Facebook group and also on my Facebook page that I plan on starting actual, indicator lessons. Like, I'm pretty much talking about indicators that I've used before, indicators that professional traders tend to use or that's very popular. And please don't laugh at me because of my mustache, man. I went to my friend's wedding on Saturday, and I was trying to shape it up and all that kind of stuff, and I end up kind of getting a little Hitler, little junk in the middle. So I had to go in and shave it all off, but I still got the beard though, so we still in there. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about indicators that I've commonly used before that other people has used that's very popular in the industry. Kind of give you guys brief backing of them, and that's what I'm going to be doing probably maybe either every day or a couple days throughout the week. I plan to put out videos of almost like class lessons of indicators, and of course I'm doing my homework to learn about them myself, so that nobody's caught off guard, or so that I'm not spreading any kind of false information or anything about them. Now, what we're going to be talking about, I don't have it pulled up yet, but what we're going to be talking about is the stochastic oscillator. That's going to be the very first one that we're going to hit on. I've learned about the stochastic oscillator early on in my trading regime, per se, if you want to say. But I learned about the stochastic oscillator pretty early, and it was actually something that was very big part of my trading system, just throughout the past couple years and stuff like that. So I've gotten my feet wet with it a whole lot, and I'm very familiar with how it works. Now, just in case you guys don't know, a stochastic oscillator is a momentum oscillator, and it uses support and resistance levels. So right here, this will be a support on the stochastic oscillator, and right here, this will be the resistance on the stochastic oscillator. The values is usually, I believe it's, well, yeah, right here is 80-20. So the values right here is 80, value right here is 20. That's just a basal settings for the stochastic oscillator. And in other videos that I'll be doing, I'll also be showing like recommended settings of what I believe is that you should use for certain indicators that I've used before. Now, the difference with the stochastic oscillator, that what most people think that if it goes up above the green line, you're going to do a sell option, and they believe that if it goes down below the red line, you're going to do a buy option. And sometimes they use this as a resistance, where if it bounces off of this, then you want to get a buy option, and so on and so on. And from my personal experience of using it, I don't think you should really use it that way. I think the stochastic oscillator should, because it's first of all, is very, very quick. It responds very quickly to price movement. It responds very quickly to trend changes and all those kind of things like that. That's one thing that you'll notice the most about the stochastic oscillator. It's very quick and responsive. But with it being quick and responsive, it can sometimes give you data that could tend to be false. And give you guys an example. We actually have a prime example right here. If you look on these charts, you will see that the stochastic oscillator actually goes above the green line. And what most people would see that as, they will say, okay, it's went above the green line, therefore the markets is about to come back down in a downtrend. But in reality, the markets are very strong. You see what I'm saying? And because they're strongly going up, it's going to stay above this line. It may break down, and majority of time, a person who's taught to use a stochastic oscillator in a normal way, and just for educational purposes, the yellow line is considered to be the stochastic line, and this blue line that you guys see, this is the signal line. So when this blue line crosses over the yellow line, then that's when you're supposed to hypothetically make your decision or enter in on a trade. So like the common way that people use it is that if the stochastic is down below, if the signal line is down below the stochastic oscillator, and the stochastic is above, and it crosses to become above, this would in a sense be representative of a up signal, which means you would take this in an up position. But if the you see the blue line, if it crosses below the stochastic oscillator, it's supposed to be seen as a change to go into a downtrend. Now, one thing to note, you see that it crosses above the stochastic oscillator, but it's way above the green line, which means that you actually want this cross to happen down here below the red line. You don't want this to happen up here above the green line. It just pretty much kills the whole purpose. But there's another thing to take note of too, to be careful of, because it's so quick and it's so responsive. If you look right here at this blue line, you see that it actually gives a confirmation. The stochastic drops below the resistance area, which goes to show it was overbought at one point and now it's about to start going back down supposedly. And then the blue line comes and that actually crosses over the stochastic. Even though the stochastic comes back up, it crosses over it, which will give a signal of a downtrend. This is how most people would take this. They say, okay, this is our confirmation, this is the downtrend, now it's time for it to start going down. The reason why I say that you have to be careful with using this is because the stochastic oscillator should only be used to trade on trending markets, and you only trade with the trend, which means that if you see that there's a clear uptrend that is going on, has been going on for the past hour, 2 hours, these levels right here are just false levels. They're not real levels and you don't want to use them. Now, if you see that it's been an uptrend and the markets come down here around this level, or come midway through around that, like, 50 level, 45 level, if you see something like that happen, then you know you can get in on the up call. So if I were to give you guys an example, and because we're using 5-minute charts, there's only so much information you could get. But let me see. These are not really trending. Okay, perfect example. Let me give you guys an example. If you guys look right here at this 2 a.m., right, you see that it spikes up and it starts coming down. This is a nice strong downtrend for the 5-minute candles, right? And it slowly comes back up, but it doesn't even reach as high as the other level, which means that we have a higher low, and a higher low is an indication of a downtrend. And like pretty much, not a higher low, lower high, my fault. So yeah, we have a lower high, and it, it's up here, then it comes down here, we have a lower high. That's a good sign that the downtrend is probably wants to continue going. The stochastic oscillator should only be used to see these things as retracement areas, not as areas to get in on trades with. So as you see, this is a downtrend. Like right here, this area is a downtrend. You see it goes up and it comes down, nice strong spike down for a couple candles, slowly goes back up. You see it doesn't reach as high as these candles right here, but you'll notice that it comes up on the stochastic oscillator. This goes sideways and consolidates for a while, but it goes up past this. And I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The blue signal line, if you see it goes up and it crosses over the stochastic oscillator, if it's under it, that's usually a sign that it's going to go, it's going to change directions to go, in a downtrend, opposite direction. But yeah, like the point that I was making is that you'll see, like right here, right before the stochastic crosses down below the blue signal line, you'll see that the markets go in that down spike. And it's mainly because they were messing around and came around this resistance area. If this was me trading this trade per se, if I saw the stochastic reach up to this green line or even close to it, and this has been a confirmed downtrend for me, I would probably get in on a signal for this around this area to go ahead and finish out the hour for a sell option. And of course, these for binary options and all that kind of stuff, but you could probably use them for scalping on Forex. But yeah, that's one thing to note. You want to use the stochastic oscillator as a retracement means, which means that if you have an uptrend, the stochastic oscillator, if it goes down on that support line, You want to be able to get in on that so they can continue back into an uptrend, if you guys get what I'm saying. If you have a downtrend, you want the stochastic oscillator to go overbought or closer to overbought or the resistance line so that it can go back down on a downtrend. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times people, and please, I need to put my cover on because it's kind of cold, so y'all never mind me, but a lot of people, they'll use it as just entering in bear on the signal, and you'll make a lot of mistakes doing that because you'll get something like this to where it's an actual strong uptrend and it's still above the overbought line, and all this means is just like a breakout areas, or the trend is changing, or the trend is just strong enough and the stochastic oscillator is not responding in that way. And mind you, it is a momentum indicator, which means that it's going to be based off of momentum. It's not going to be based off of like certain prices and all that kind of stuff. It's purely momentum. So if the momentum of the market is going up, is strongly going up, then that means the stochastic oscillator is more than likely going to be up or strongly going up. So all right guys, that's for lesson number 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any indicators preferences or any indicators that you like me to discuss or talk about, just put them in the comments and I'll probably try my best to get to them as soon as I can. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please trade safely, make good decisions. Deuces.